Well, we're entering December 2021. That's what the humans, myself included, as this mind, that's what we call this time spell that we're in. And it's going to be a very rough winter. We used to say that years ago, and we would be talking about the weather. But we're not talking about the weather anymore, are we? We're talking about loneliness, cruelty. We're talking about guidelines, rules. We're talking about being controlled in a physical way and not only as normal in a mindful way. We're talking about desperation. We're talking about chaos. And there's no one to blame, you see. Because to be perfectly honest with you, no one knows. Even the politicians, the scientists, the governments, all these qualified people, they're clutching at straws, you see. They're living in fear, not of losing people, but of their ego, their position. And that's not a bad thing, you see. So don't start thinking this speaker is gloating over these things. It's unfortunate that human beings have driven themselves into the unbelievable place of intelligence actually suffocating the wisdom that this intelligence stifles within us all. And science cannot reveal. And I've moved away from this virus thing because it's actually the most detrimental thing to the human mind to actually speak about, let alone participate in. You know, we have to do our stuff, we have to do what they tell us, we have to obey the rules, the guidelines, that's fine. We don't have a problem with that, but we don't trust anymore. The human mind does not trust in this intelligence anymore. It doesn't trust that we are as powerful as we make out to be. If we were as powerful as we make it made out to be, we would have some sort of solution like that, you see. But they're playing games, you see. They're playing games because they don't have that power, they don't have that knowledge, they don't have that wisdom, they don't have that insight. So let's move on to something more positive. But actually, it's also quite negative that science will never find the answer. Religion will never find the answer. Atheism will never find the answer. Human mind will never find the answer to solve or to ease its way out of this desperate world that we have created. We are a desperate species now. Not the poor, but also the rich, also the wise, the intelligent. We're all clutching at straws. There's no one that you can point the finger at. There's no point protesting or conspiring against specific things. If the politicians really and the scientists said it now, they would stand up and say, you know what, we don't know. We simply don't know. But they dig a hole that's, they hope the gold is going to be at the bottom, that gold treasure chest is going to be at the bottom, that's going to solve all our problems. But the problem is not in our mind. The problem is the mind. The problem, as David Bohm speaks about, or spoke about before his sad passing, thought of getting out of it is the problem. Thought of trying to solve, thought of improving, creating, preventing, curing anything is the problem. Because it solves one thing but creates another. It is not foolproof to come up with a specific answer, you see. One thing human beings have established is there's no answer. There's not a fixed answer. There's not a fixed God. There's not a God that stands up there and everyone in every country, in every planet says, oh, there's God, that's fixed. He never moves. It never moves, or whatever it is. It's there all the time. That's the only thing fixed we know. There's nothing fixed. So, in this winter of discontentment, I would like to point to you to go beyond science. I, not me, not this me. This I that stands alone, that is this God, that is permanent, that is within everything. It may not be perceivable, touchable, hearable, tasteable, but it is knowable. I can show you the way. I. Not this I. Not your ego I. Not any I other than that rigid I, that stable I. I want to point you to a video I made earlier called One Moment is consciousness into the pot of love. Search it. It will give you an opening to the door. But there's another door. That's only the opening from that external door. The next door before the final door is me. Not this me, not this person. Please. One thing enlightenment teaches you, there is no you that teaches. I is not me. Me is not I. Do you understand these words? If I say me, it's not about me. I'm not using the word me as me, the person. If I say I'm not using the word I as I, unless it's an egoistic sharing, which many of the videos are. I will show you the way, because I is the truth. Now, one of the things that is very relevant that science struggles with, really struggles with right now, because you know why they struggle with it? Because they don't know what they're dealing with. They don't know how to start it. They don't know where to find it. They don't know what it is. But they'll go on investigating, and let them investigate. They'll go on investigating through microscopes, through whatever science uses, theories, investigations, universal movement, holograms. I don't follow science, so there's thousands of scientific analogies that have been in the past that they've been using to establish what you can establish overnight. Consciousness. They have no idea what it is. You, meaning the real you, the you that lies under the skin, but before the organs, but after the organs, but outside the skin, you see? So, what have I pointed to? A riddle. Where am I looking? Inside, outside? You're looking neither. You see, that's the trick. That's the trick of I. The trick of I is in the middle. Is a mirror. Only this mirror I exists. When the light of consciousness, when its own consciousness enshrouds it, penis, vagina, it creates light on the mirror. In a mirror, where does the light go? It deflects or reflects either side. This mirror doesn't have one side. This mirror is reflecting physical. This mirror is reflecting non-physical, spiritual. That's why we say we're either here as a physical body, and when the body goes, we'll go to the spirit side. That's an idea. That's moving in and out of the light. And you'll see many out-of-body experiences say, I went into the light. You went to your spirit side. But the I in the middle is the truth. Can you be separate from the I in the middle? Can you be the reflection of the I in the middle? When you look in the mirror, when you see yourself in the mirror, look at this, think about this. Go to the mirror, look and stand and look at the mirror. You'll see a reflection of you. Which one is you? Which one is you? The one in the mirror or the one looking? Both. So how can you be on a physical or a spiritual side alone without initially being the I in the mirror? Why do you think all these wise saints from the past, Christ, open their arms? They open their arms. Two sides. I have two sides. My physical side, my spiritual side. And when they come together, truth. Does that hand disappear? Does that side disappear? Does that side disappear? They're both there. But the meeting is that original state. We were born as this zero mirror. And when we shone our own consciousness on ourselves, we expanded. Which side are you on right now? Are you on the body physical side, that ego side, alone? Because if you are, you have no attention on this side. Or are you in midst of complete dissolution, complete annihilation of ego, complete spiritual empty path? There are many I see on YouTube that are in this process, which most will experience before truth is revealed. If you are, you think you're balanced. Mind thinks it's balanced. When you came into this body as a child for 3 months, you were balanced. Totally balanced. You were a witness of God. You were that truth. You saw everything as how it should be, as how it is, as how it will never not be. But you were given a mind. You were given a mind. Half spiritual, half physical. Depending on your parents, your culture, your education, the people around you, you will have erred for one side. I know. A lot of people are born to monks and nuns or to Eastern philosophies where Buddhism, and they're born straight into this spiritual side. And they continue to live in this nothingness, in this emptiness. And they appear quite content. And they are content. And the next one, Western culture, whatever, body, mind, ego, work, everything, physical form. And they live quite contently. You might be living quite contently now. But you err for this physical form side. You're not living in truth. You're not seeing truth as it is. You are in this middle state. Absolute consciousness. Pure, core, profoundly deep, intimate, unbelievable, coming and going. But never not here as I consciousness. Only people, only those who will discover this, will not discover it through science, they'll not discover it through religion, they'll not discuss, even Christ's words are dismissed by religion. Christ's words, through me, I is the way. Christ points, takes the hands in, through me, 2 hands, and the body, they meet. And in this meeting point, I am is the way. Remove am, I is the way. Stick with I. Live your life with I. As Christ did. Into the forest I go. Into the forest I remain. Into the forest I never leave. But the body appears to leave. The spirit appears to leave. But are they separate? Only when they forget. Only when they forget I. Consciousness can only be discovered by yourself. You can go beyond science. It will not enhance your life. No one will listen to you. No one will care. Because everyone will continue to frustrate themselves in this pathetic, chaotic, unstable, attempting thought world that David Bohm says is going to annihilate us. We will try and think ourselves out of the situation, when all the time we have to remove the thought that takes us home into the situation. And when we arise from that inner situation, we don't come out again. We just stay in the middle, like Buddha, and be that mirror, and let the light shine in any direction, in any side, because I am that. I am.